Everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, Orlando Draven from Zeistencroix.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
How you doing?
All good, man. How about you?
Absolutely fabulous. Let me introduce you to everybody, starting with my cool, outrageous man about co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. South America. Of South America. I've never been, but I love it. I want to see Sugarloaf, and I want to see all of the coastline of South America, Rio de Janeiro. I want to see Copacabana Beach, all that shit you hear about. You know, fantasize how wonderful it is. Then you get there, and what do you see? T-shirts, McDonald's. You know, it's such a bring down. I hope South America.
Yeah, down there, all you see is naked people. That's all you see.
People. I'm booking a flight.
Naked people, yeah.
Naked food, naked.
Yeah, he likes that.
I'm booking a flight.
Hold on, let me introduce you to everybody else. We got the man behind the boards who's in Florida, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, Chad, how's it going?
Good to have you.
Now we have
Thank you.
Chat room full of people. Literally, we have every country possible represented in the chat room. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
And we have to have a special shout out to Eileen Shapiro, who's in the chat room.
Why is she so
Hey,
special?
Eileen, how's it going?
No, sir.
Oh, you know Eileen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that her tits are not real? Did you know? No, she's got 5-pound sugar bags in each bra cup.
Yeah, right.
I'm serious. I saw her packing them in the kitchen. She took a 5-pound bag of sugar and slipped it in one cup, and another 5-pound bag of sugar and slipped it in the other cup. It's true.
That's how I drink coffee, actually.
That's how she gives sugar to everybody.
He said that's how he drinks coffee.
Well, I know that. She goes into Starbucks and said, "Would you like some sugar?" She has a hole in the sugar bag and she bends over, pours sugar in their drink. She's crazy.
Actually, I put some coffee in my sugar. That's how I do.
Coffee in your sugar, yeah, right. But anyway, yeah. So naked men. Hey, goddess.
And Eileen says, "You wish, Ron."
Wait. Hey, goddess. You want to go to South America with me? Naked men.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Goddess is Puerto Rican, so she probably could speak Spanish.
Goddess is
do you speak Spanish?
Friend of ours in the chat room.
Goddess, do you speak Spanish?
She just said hola, Orlando.
See? Hola. Everybody knows hola.
Yeah, well. So everybody listen up. Orlando's the lead singer for Zeistencroix. You can follow them on Twitter at Zeistencroix, and their website is Zeistencroix.com, which again is Zeistencroix. They got a new EP out right now. It's called Gemini. It's got 5 songs on it, and basically, you guys are you consider yourself a metal band because it's kind of like industrial music and metal, a little bit of everything kind of mixed together.
Exactly. Well, I don't have a genre, a specific genre, because I mix everything. We have industrial, we have electronica, we have metal, of course, we have rock and roll, we have a little bit of blues, and of course all over under the sun. So it's a lot of stuff. So I cannot say it's. I like to say that it's industrial, but when you say it's industrial, some people say, no, it's not. It doesn't sound like industrial because we have some heavy songs that for some sounds like death metal, and for some, and the other songs that we have that are really chill or mellow or more slower, they don't consider that metal.
Right.
So
it's kind of hard to find a niche around there.
Could you do me a favor and take off your sunglasses? I want to see what you totally look like.
Sure. There you go.
Oh, with those eyes, you have the sunglasses on? Don't do that.
Yeah, you have cool eyes.
No, you have. No, they're really what you call Spanish eyes. Yeah, the song, "Your Spanish Eyes," and they sing about the beautiful dark black eyes of Spanish people. Spanish people have the most wonderful eyelashes and dark eyes. I'm Italian, so I have that also. I had that years ago. Faded away with age.
Eileen says it's goth industrial electronic music, and Goddess says that she does speak Spanish.
So let's go, Goddess. Naked men, swing on those wangs, honey. We're going to go there and swing.
So we want to give a shout out, too, because I know Zeistencroix is you and someone else, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm going to give it a shot. Santi Revillas.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. And did you guys meet each other in America, or did you guys meet each other?
No, we actually met here. We met like a year ago, and it was all good. We clicked instantly, and we started playing, and everything just worked out. So it was good. It was amazing.
Oh, listen, in the chat room, they're saying everybody wants to hear what it sounds like before we keep talking to you. So maybe we'll play the video so everybody can see it. Chad.
Hi, Captain.
You have the video for I Need You Tonight?
Absolutely.
So here's what we want you to do, Orlando. You actually say who you are, and then you introduce the song. We're going to play it, and then after we play it, we'll come back and talk some more.
Cool, perfect. So I'm Orlando Draven from Zeistencroix, and this is our video for I Need You Tonight.
Very good.
You tonight, I would give everything just for one more chance. I need you tonight. Nothing means anything if you're gone away. I need you tonight. And the fire we had when we rubbed our skin. I need you tonight. And your kiss, and your lips, and you feel won't disappear. You tonight, I would give everything just for one more chance. I need you tonight. Nothing means anything if you're gone away. I need you tonight. And the fire we had when we rubbed our skin. I need you tonight. And your kiss, and your lips, and you feel. I need you tonight. All the sex in the world when we place your scent. I need you tonight. And your hips and your thighs where we lose myself away. I need you tonight. I need you tonight. I miss you tonight.
Yeah, there you go, Jimmy.
All right, everybody. So that was Zeistencroix, and the name of the song is "I Need You Tonight." And on the show right now, we have Orlando Draven, and everybody loves it. Orlando, congratulations!
Thank you very much.
They
really good to hear.
They said sexy. They said sexy video.
So good. Thanks.
It kind of like reminds me a little bit. It's got some like Marilyn Manson-esque type stuff and with the cool clothes and everything that's in it. And I'm from Florida, and we used to like hang out before Marilyn Manson was Marilyn Manson. Like we would all hang out at the same clubs, growing up before he became famous. And so it was like he was actually kind of like a pretty cool, weird, guy, and we would hang out at all the alternative clubs in Fort Lauderdale, which Ron's daughters used to hang out there too. But he was a cool guy, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Marilyn Manson, and I think the sound is really good, and it's a little bit more electronic-y, I think, maybe, than Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, a little bit more towards the industrial side, a little bit.
And Ron didn't actually hear it because he didn't see it, but everybody in the chat room saying awesome stuff, cool video, and sexy video. So those are all good compliments from the powers that be that are listening. So you gotta love it.
Jimmy and I are going to the movies tonight, so I'll have them put it on in the car so I can hear it. I like to hear it big sound anyway. I don't like to hear it on these shitty little computers. Everything sounds tippy.
I agree.
I like to hear boom boom. I want the whole quality, and we have both speakers in the car, so it's going to be a good sound place.
So tell us a little bit, so who are some of the influences? Why did you pick, out of all the music genres that you could have go in, why did you pick industrial, electronic, goth, metal type music?
Well, because back when I was starting to listen to rock, I started listening to Queen, and then I moved to Guns N' Roses, and then I discovered Nine Inch Nails, Ministry, a little bit of Marilyn Manson, and Depeche Mode. And once I discovered Depeche Mode, that was it for me. It was
Depeche Mode is awesome.
Yeah, so I said, okay, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I really, this was my real goal to go. And because I listened to metal, because I still do, I wanted to make a blend, a mixture between the heavy stuff and stuff like Depeche Mode, even David Bowie, and so on and so forth, and The Cure and Placebo a little bit. So that's what I wanted to go. That's how I wanted to make music like that, because it really catch me. When I listened to them, I was like, yeah, this is exactly my scene. This is what I like. The aesthetic. Yep.
When I got out of college, I was in a fraternity in college, and my fraternity little brother dated this girl, and he wasn't dating her anymore. And then she was dating the guy who was the singer for New Order. And they got us tickets for Depeche Mode, and so we went to go see Depeche Mode in concert and got to meet them, and it was like one of the greatest concerts ever. Depeche Mode is literally one of the greatest bands ever. And I think I used to see the Ministry, they were really good. I actually know all your influences. I actually know who they are, because the people who are out now, I don't really know who they are as much as I do the old bands that were popular in the 80s and early 90s.
Because those are the better. Those are the best of the best, and I think they didn't die it happened with some of the other genre bands that for some reason they faded away, and they never stayed on the top. And if you see any of the even the new records that Depeche Mode puts out, those are amazing. The last one is amazing. It's just something incredible.
I like the ballad. Depeche Mode has the ballad "Blasphemous Rumors," and I love that song ever since it ever came out. It's the greatest song.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
We got a bunch of new people that just came into the chat room. Say hi to everybody and say hi to B. Say hi, B.
Hi guys, how's it going?
And then say hi, B. She's in Germany. Her name is B. B. Claudie. So say hi, B, because she'll dig it.
Hi, B. How's it going?
We always like to keep everything going back and forth with the people in the chat room, because they're the ones who help really support the show, and they always love the guests, and they usually go out and buy the music too, so it'll be good for you too.
Oh yeah.
So I was looking before you came on, because I was okay, what are all the cool metal bands? And I saw this thing. It was the 25 most popular metal bands, which eventually hopefully you guys will get on one of these lists. Being that you're still kind of a new band, but they basically said Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Metallica, Judas Priest, Motorhead, and Anthrax are some of the biggest ones. And the reason I wrote them all down is because Iron Maiden, Bruce Dickinson, lived in Fort Lauderdale. He played golf with a bunch of friends of mine, and so I've actually met Bruce Dickinson, and we had Tim Ripper Owens on the show, and Tim Ripper Owens was the one who replaced Rob Halford in Judas Priest.
Rob Halford, yeah, on Judas. Yeah.
And that movie Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg is basically about
him.
About that. So, and then I went to an awards show and got to meet Lemmy from Motorhead, and I went to a party with Joey Belladonna, and he's the singer for Anthrax.
Yeah.
And so like I've met like a lot of the people who like fit in your genre, and I think they're all really cool, and hopefully you guys are going to get there soon.
Hopefully. I mean, those guys are all good. They're all amazing. They're amazingly talented. So they made it, and their music is just out of this world. So it's great, always.
And we have a friend who lives in L.A. If you would like her, her name's Ozzy. And back in the day, her name's Ozzy Aziz, but she's a girl, but she's like a really cool, like, singer, actress, and I guess she does a lot of yoga stuff now. But she's a friend of Ron and I's, and back when I lived in Florida, I went to the Dance Star USA Awards with her, and we walked down the red carpet with Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra, and Dave Navarro was like wearing like a skirt, and stuff like that, and so we got to go to a party, and he's another one because Jane's Addiction is big in that category. In the category of like more like industrial, more like Marilyn Manson-y kind of music.
They were kind of psychedelic and experimental for a while. I like not the last album, the album before that, The Strays, is really good. It's one of my favorites, believe it or not.
You gotta love it all. So you want to ask any personal things because you like to do that?
Well, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about now. I mean, you want to talk about Doris Day? I'll get in the conversation.
Actually, I see if he knows. Do you know? Because you're not even from America. Have you ever heard of Doris Day?
No.
Have you heard of Barbra Streisand?
Oh yeah, definitely, of course.
Oh, well, if you were talking about Barbra Streisand, I could get in the conversation. But we're talking about, what was that one group called? Anthrax?
Anthrax.
Like the germ, the disease that kills people?
Yeah.
And they named their group Anthrax?
Anthrax.
Well, they're crazy. That's like naming yourself,
That was actually way before that, though. They were Anthrax like in the 80s,
that's like
so it's like a long time ago.
Like, pancreatic cancer.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew what it was. So how did you come up with Zeistencroix?
Well, because I wanted to have something. I wanted to have something that nobody has it, and that it could serve me. Because we're in the technology age, we're on the internet era, so I wanted to have something that whenever you put our name in Google or somewhere else or whatever, YouTube or whatever, the only thing that shows up is just our band. And that was the principle originally for the name. So I was trying to look for names and stuff and try to make stuff up. And then the best way that I could see it could work, it was putting 3 languages together. So I try to combine German with some of the Spanish, Latin root, and then a little bit of Spanish also and French. Yeah. So that's how it came.
So it doesn't actually mean anything.
I thought it was the group that got Hitler out of Germany and brought them to South America. Zeistencroix, I think, was the group that kept Hitler safe in South America. Hitler got away with it. He died in South America. But anyway,
he watches this show. He watches this show, Hunting Hitler or whatever. It's on Tuesday nights.
Zeistencroix.
Zeistencroix.
That definitely sounds like Gestapo. Listen. You're sniffing. Blow your nose. Get the coke out.
Oh yeah, no. That's right, man. With the fires and everything, everyone's sick here in LA. Believe me, that's like an epidemic.
They're sick here also, mentally and physically. They're very sick.
No, but he said because of the fires.
Oh, the smoke. Yeah, it's horrible.
The ashes in the air is horrible. It's affecting everyone.
The air quality, I know that. Go to Palm Springs.
Well, we have
the air
that problem.
Quality is beautiful.
We won't have that problem.
Yes, it has come to the New York area because the planet travels west, and the smoke has come. And my daughter was very ill with the sinus attack. I had one. A lot of people. Because the air quality really.
What about in Palm Springs? Are we going to have that in Palm Springs?
Nothing bad is in Palm Springs.
Oh, okay.
Just south of Palm Springs, you have always the valley, and in the valley there's always fires, always, like every year.
Have fires in Palm Springs because there's no bushes. It's all desert.
It's all desert.
You can't burn the desert, and if you did, it would be all glass. So, because sand becomes glass if you burn it. Did you know that, Joe?
No, I didn't know that.
You really didn't?
I don't know anything about the desert. I've been there.
And you went to college, and you didn't know that glass is made out of sand?
No, I didn't.
See that? I quit school at 16, and I know that.
Oh well, what are you gonna do?
See?
I graduated 6th in my class.
And I got kicked out at 16.
Eileen says you're very funny today.
For telling a teacher off, the bitch. I'm an artist. I can paint and draw like nobody's business. My father was a scene designer and painter for the theater in New York, so I know what I'm doing. And this twat failed me because I didn't do cubism. And I told her I'm not able to do cubism because I have a free hand and I have to swirl and fly with my hand. You want me to do a ruler and lines. I don't do that. That's not what I call art. So
Exactly.
father said the same thing. My father said, we're Italian and we're artists and you're a fabulous painter. What's this bitch doing? She doesn't know her ass from her elbow. But of course you have to learn cubism. Anyway, we had a big fight and I told her to go fuck herself. And she went and right away told the head of the school, and they said, you can't use that language. I said, what language? They said, I said, you mean fuck you? Or go fuck yourself? I said, listen, I said, that's the language that I love and I live by. If you don't like it too fucking bad. And they said, well, you say that one more time, we're throwing you out. I said, fuck you, throw me out. And they threw me out. So what did I do? I went to hairdressing school. And I became New York's third best hairdresser. I worked in Sutton Place, did movie stars, famous people. I was making like $180 for 3 days when my friends were college graduates were making $50. This is back in 1958 and 59.
He's a little older than he looks, just so you know, Orlando.
I'm 77.
Yeah, it doesn't look that old. For real.
You know, I'm not allowed to say the name of the skincare I use because Drew King had a shit fit because I called it Stuff. And he became the spokesman for the product I use, but it's my very dear friend Janae King's product. And they yelled at me. Janae didn't yell at me, but that stupid husband of his did, Drew, and said a lot of nasty things about me. So now I don't mention the name of the product anymore. But it's a good product. And those of you who know what it is, use it. But I will never mention the name. No, you know, you do it for free. I don't get paid for those plugs. I did it because I used the product and I believed in it. And then to be told off that I insulted the product by calling it Stuff, the fuck do I know what it is? It's some shit cream in a jar that works. What am I, a scientist? Like I know what it is? I don't know what it's called. To the date, I don't know what it's called. I call it nice shit I put on my face that makes my face good. So there
And your
you go.
face looks fabulous.
Well, thanks to that.
And your face looks fabulous, but you're young.
Yeah, you're a kid. Wait till you're 77 and you start banging on those guitars and your ears fall out. Because I can't listen to that music. I have to put plugs in. When Jimmy and I go to all these events that we go to, and the music is really great. When I was 30 years old, I would have loved it. Now it sounds like bad news, like noise. So I put rubber plugs in my ears. Am I going to do that for your music?
Yeah, even in rehearsals, some people use earplugs. So they try to keep the earring for the longest they can.
Why must the music be so loud? Loud to the point of distortion. Is that
because sometimes it all depends. It all depends on the music, and it all depends because there's like it's like a sonic phenomena that only happens when you have higher volumes, and then it happens with some products that we use that if you don't have it at a certain level, it doesn't sound as good as
distortion.
Distortion and so.
Distortion doesn't sound good when the vibe.
No, not the level of distortion where you have instrument that shouldn't sound distorted. But at least for the guitar, if you use several heads that they're just specific for that, and if you don't have it like even more than half, you're not gonna sound good. It's just how it is. It's just a sonic phenomena that you need to be loud.
You also know that people that listen to that music will lose their high frequency.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, you will be you will not hear high frequency anymore. You'll only hear bass. So when I hear these kids in the cars with the boom boxes, and they have it blasting that, you know, if they're playing it in LA, you can hear it in Brooklyn. It's too loud, and they're hurting their ears. And I wish that you guys would do something and say, hey, listen, put earplugs in. You're hurting your ears when you listen to our music. I don't know.
And now, you have like in the box, what they used to do, they play really low frequencies with the bass and everything because they wanted to have like a pulse frequency, and it's like a long frequency, and that destroys your hearing. If you're listening to in your car to music and you have your windows up, and you're just compressing all the sound in just like a small space, then you're destroying your hearing.
Right.
Like really
I wish everybody out there would tell their younger children or brothers or sisters or whoever that they shouldn't do that. If you're going to blast music, open your windows or put the top down on your car. I have a convertible, so I blast music, but my music is like waltzes, you know.
He listens to Johnny Mathis. Have you ever heard of Johnny Mathis?
I think so. Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
Okay. You have to look it up. It won't be the music that you would like usually listen to, but Johnny Mathis and Frank Sinatra are the two biggest selling musicians of all time.
Of course, I know Frank.
And he's like Frank Sinatra, but he sings better. But so okay, let's talk a little bit about your EP. First of all, it's called Gemini. It's available on all the digital download sites, right?
Yeah, and everyone. Yeah.
So you can get it on all the digital download sites. You guys, tell me, how did you get to work with Tim Palmer and Bill Metoyer?
Bill. Well, I started working with Bill because he's here in LA. So I contacted him, and then what he said is, I need to listen to something first before I can commit in doing something with you or anyone, because he has like a really high standards. And he listened to the music, and then he said, yeah, I think I could help you. So let's start working together. And then I went to his studio, and we started to work for like, I don't know, several months. And then we started to work the heavy songs and so on and so forth. And then I had a song, which is I Need You Tonight.
The one we just played, everybody. That's the one we played.
And I thought it was something special about that song because I really liked that song. So I was saying, okay, I wrote this song. I know it doesn't fit with what we were doing right now because we were doing all the heavy songs and we were doing really heavy songs. And I was like, but I really like it. What do you think? And then he said, you know what? This song is good, but it doesn't fit with this bunch of songs that we have, the batch that we were working at the time. So I was, okay, how can we work that out? And then he said, you know what? You shouldn't include it on this record because it doesn't fit. But then I started to think, because I really didn't want to close myself in a box.
Right.
Where you are able to do this genre, or you're only able to do metal, or only be able to do heavy songs or slow songs. I wanted to showcase all that I do.
So hold on, too. Let me tell everybody, too, though. You guys, just so you know, so Bill Metoyer, he's the producer. He's worked with Slayer, Wasp, and 6 Feet Under. And then Tim Palmer's in the UK. So how did you meet him?
Actually, he's not in the UK. He's in Texas right now.
Ah, okay. That helps.
And he has his studio in Texas. And then I contacted him because I wanted to have because, you know, Bill is really great in heavy stuff. So I wanted to have the same level of producer into the stuff that are not probably
so heavy.
Disorder. Even he's really good. He would be able to do that amazingly. But I wanted to have somebody that knows a little bit more or can bring something different to the mix, you know. And Tim was like perfect person to do that.
So let me just tell him though too, you guys. So Tim Palmer is a producer, you guys. The reason I find this so impressive is because you're like a new band, you know, and you're working with these big people. Tim Palmer, you guys, he's produced U2, Robert Plant, Ozzy Osbourne, Pearl Jam, Tin Machine, which is David Bowie, and him, which I haven't heard anything new from him in a long time. When I read that, I was like, oh my God, I used to love him. Him is the name of a band too, just so you know.
Oh, I'm still with Anthrax.
Okay, but anyway, I'm still with the Anthrax. So the fact that you've got this EP, it's called Gemini. You got to work with these really big producers. The reviews and everything on the album. When you Google Zeistencroix, I always want to make sure I got that X in there. When you Google it, like all the reviews, everybody, I didn't read anything negative at all about it.
Yeah.
Anywhere I saw it, so everybody's like loving it. And
did you know you look like Ricky Ricardo with lipstick?
Ricky Ricardo.
You know who Ricky Ricardo?
Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, definitely. I love Lucy.
Desi, you look like Desi Arnaz. You do. You remind me of Desi. You look like him. And he was very handsome, so that's a compliment to you. Now you're androgynous. Are you androgynous? Androgynous, or are you just gay with lipstick?
Or is he straight with
lipstick?
No,
actually, I like to say that I'm me. I'm trying to be me because, like I said, I don't want to be.
That's okay.
Because I like everything. I like wearing makeup. I like wearing lipstick. I like doing what I feel like doing at the time that I'm doing something. So that's why I don't, like I said, I don't like to close myself in a box. I don't like to have like because people always have like a prejudice or something that a person should look this way or should be this way or should walk this way or should talk this way. I don't like that. I like to be.
Yeah, but when you meet people like that, you have to go up to them and very politely say, "Fuck you."
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Actually, that's what I'm trying to not communicate.
That's what I do. I do.
Exactly.
In the chat room, they're talking about
Jimmy and I are married. We're married 5 years. We're gay. We're the first gay couple to have this kind of a show that they haven't killed us yet. And, we don't give a shit. We say it like it is. We do what we want. Either you like it or you don't like it. There are people that find me to be vulgar, offensive, and disgusting, and they don't watch. Fuck them. But there are tons of people that love us. So, there's yin and yang. There's 50 do, 50 don't.
Actually, in the chat room, they're saying...
What it is. Actually, yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. When I was growing up in my country, there is like this conception that you have to, like I said, be a certain way, and if you're a guy or
macho.
Even not even macho. It's like, because it was not always that macho thing, but it was always that if you do what I do, I was considered not only gay, but as satanic, I was considered a guy that was making sorcery or black art.
Dark.
Like that. And I don't know, killing cats and eating chicken out of all this crazy.
Did you ever walk on your beach in a thong?
Not in a beach, but in my house, yes.
No. On the beach in a thong. Because I want to wear a thong when I come to South America on the beach.
Because actually in the beaches, the men, and that's normal. That's even for every single man. You wear Speedos.
Yeah, Speedos. I like Speedos. Men my age look like shit in boxes. You look like an old man in underwear. I wear Speedos, and people look at me like I'm a jerk. But I modeled bathing suits a couple of months ago, and I had underwear, and I had a very brief one on that looked like Speedos, and it went out like wildfire. Everybody was critiquing my crotch, and I got very embarrassed, So, anyway.
But I mean, that's natural. That's like I said, down there, the men wear Speedos, and women used to wear thongs all the time in the beach, and that's like a cultural thing. So every time that I go to the beach here or anywhere here in the United States, they see that like a sin or something like that. Like, oh, that's forbidden. That's something that you shouldn't do ever. And like, well, why? There's not a law written that you cannot, be free.
No, and I say, if you've seen one dick, you've seen them all. And if you've seen one pair of tits, you've seen them all. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some go up, some go down. What's the big deal? If you go to Florida, there's a beach. What's the gay beach called in Florida where everybody's naked? Humble Beach? I thought Homo Beach.
I forgot what it's called. But
Homo
it's in
Beach.
South Beach. It's in South Beach, but they have a gay beach. There's one in Fort Lauderdale, too, I think.
Right. And but the funny part is all the guys that have little meat, they wear bathing suits. All the guys that are hung like mules, they walk around naked. And it's so obvious, and it's funny.
Hold on, I want to go back to something real quick because somebody in the chat room talked about how you're somebody who can make your voice do throat singing. Tell us what that is.
Throat singing.
Well, that's a technique used in. I didn't know this. I found out really late here when I came here like 2-3 years ago because I was able to do that, but I didn't know what was that.
Like ventriloquist. Like ventriloquist.
This is vocal cords to create sound vibrations.
Like a ventriloquist.
No, it's a vibration that you make with your vocal cords that it sounds like it sounds like a robot. It sounds like an alien, something like that.
Or does it sound like Eileen when she swallows?
She doesn't swallow, remember?
No, Eileen's Jewish, and Jewish girls don't swallow. So Eileen, I'm sorry about that, honey. Eileen is our dear friend, and we tease her all the time.
She says that Orlando's very nice, and then it says, Ron, you have a big dick. You gotta love it.
That she grabs.
So while you do that, and then I didn't know how was it called, or if I was the only one, or like the few people that can't do that. And then I found out that yes, there's just it's like a Mongolian tradition for some special people that can or are able to make that frequency with their vocal cords.
Mongolian?
So,
Wait, Mongolian, did you say?
Yeah.
yeah, it's a Mongolian thing.
Oh, we have to have
So I
some
didn't know
Mongolian.
that because I'm like I said, I'm from South America. I have like the way opposite direction from Mongolia. So I didn't know that I could do that. And then, well, I mean, I knew that I could
Maybe
do that, but I didn't
you're
know
part
what was wrong.
Mongolian. You're part Mongolian.
So
I thought I
like
was, but
do
yeah,
we hear it?
but that's what it is.
Do we hear it though? Do we hear like what song do we hear that in out of your songs?
Here's what you hear. Look.
And actually, you can hear it in Saturated, in the chorus of Saturated. You can hear it on the verses of Dantes, and you can hear it in Rage. Actually,
Okay.
3 heavy songs.
Okay, so you guys, the name of the EP is Gemini, and it's got
And-
5 songs on it. I Need You Tonight, Valley of Death, Saturated, Dante's, and Rage.
And you can hear that sound if you're giving head to 11 inches. And that's what the Mongolians do. I love it. Is that what Mongolian food is?
You need to look it up. It's really interesting.
I love it.
I'm going to look it up. I
mean,
think it's
whoever
cool.
hears Mongolian, I mean, years ago that was a joke word. Mongolian people, we never.
But I see restaurants once in a
Yeah,
while.
now, I mean, listen, I remember years ago, if a Japanese restaurant opened, people were protesting it. They said they're our enemy. And I said, no, the war was over 15 years ago. They're not our enemy anymore.
You got to love it. So everybody, this is Orlando Draven. The name of the band is Zeistencroix. Nope, Zeistencroix.
Remember Hitler. Just think Hitler and the Gestapo, how they got
I don't
into
watch
South
those shows
America.
though, so I don't actually remember them. But you guys can follow him on Twitter. It's at Zeistencroix. It's Zeistencroix.com. Zeistencroix.com. The name of the EP is Gemini. If you like metal, industrial, goth, rock, pretty much like if you like almost all the different genres that's not R&B, hip hop, or rap or singer-songwriter, you're gonna love it. And we want everybody to support the indie artists. And so definitely do that and get the EP Gemini. And anything else you want to bring up?
He's a delightful young man. Please wear those rubber things in your ears so you don't harm yourself. Okay? Because I really feel badly. You know, I got this because I went with a friend of mine. You don't know who he is, Mr. Blackwell, the 10 Worst Dressed List guy. We went to a place called Cafe Roma in Beverly Hills. And there was an electric guitarist playing there, and I was right next to the speaker. And he had his guitar all the way up, and the jerk in the sound booth raised it more. And when it came out, it damaged me in my left ear.
Oh,
I lost half the hearing in my left ear. Yeah, so you can go deaf. It's very dangerous to hear those high-pitched things. So please, you know, and I know you do that boing, 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 boing stuff, and that really gets you. But good luck, good luck. I'm sure your music is nice because I heard a little bit at the end, and I liked what I heard. Low, I play it low, you know.
You got to love it.
But anyway, good luck to you, and hope one day we see
thank you
you.
very much.
We come to your show.
Oh, yeah, we'll see you in L.A. when we get out
we'll
there.
come to your show in L.A., but I do have
Definitely.
my rubber plugs.
He'll put on
Exactly, your earplugs. Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Sounds
So
great.
everybody, this is Orlando Draven from Zeistencroix. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Everybody get the EP
Happy
Gemini
New
and
Year,
Happy
Orlando.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, bye-bye.
Good luck, Orlando.
Yay.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.